Welcome back to Problem Solver Politics. I am your host, Cardin Ellis, with Cody the Oracle.
Hey, everybody.
And one of my favorite movies is with Tom Hanks and one Leonardo DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can, where a guy faked being an airline pilot all over the world. And it was awesome.
Well, and a dentist.
Oh, and a dentist and a college professor at BYU, my college. Did you know that?
Yeah.
For 2 months, he was a professor at BYU. Yeah. So anyway, there is a modern Catch Me If You Can going on right now. A woman is literally faking being a professor at NYU at Stern College and a foreign policy advisor to one Andrew Yang. And there's even Taiwanese newspapers that are now quoting this woman. This is awesome. This is just really, really actually funny and cool simultaneously. Cody, tell us what's going on.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't. What I'm seeing here is foreign governments literally meddling in American elections. But I guess that is hilarious. I guess it's a real thigh slapper. Anyway, let's go through what's actually happening.
It's a knee slapper.
So anyway, it depends who you ask. Anyway, Washington Examiner ran this piece today, but this has been something that's been circulating for a while. So let's walk through this. It's not a very confusing story, surprisingly enough, but it is a bizarre one. So here we go. From Washington Examiner today, an opinion piece called "Meet the Apologist for Beijing." An apologist for Beijing claiming to be Andrew Yang's foreign policy advisor. Now, this is really, really weird. So, they do some editorializing, but we'll get into this here. So, they go, second, its author claims to be the advisor to the presidential campaign of Andrew Yang. Ann Lee, a former college professor and pundit who appears on television, has been promoting herself as a foreign policy advisor to Yang's campaign for at least a couple of months now. When she spoke at an event in December put on by the same South China Morning Post, by the way, definitely state media in China, the event's organizers confirmed to me she personally submitted a bio that prominently shares her affiliation with Yang, and when I contacted her seeking clarification about it, Lee quickly responded, "Yes, I am his foreign policy advisor for the last 13 months, but Yang's campaign was also quick to answer a request for verification. It unequivocally denied Lee's claims. She is not an advisor to the campaign," wrote Yang's national press secretary, which I believe is S.Y. Lee. Anyway, this is what they were speaking about in particular. So this is what was posted from Professor Ann Lee, and it says right here, author of What the U.S. Can Learn from China and Will China's Economy Collapse, foreign policy advisor to Andrew Yang. And there's a few things, so as I'm looking into this to see what actually was the thing, did she just put that on her resume to speak at some event in China? Because, honestly, who's going to check, right? It's a pretty good thing for con men to do. Just, hey, I'll just say I work for, I'm representing I give American advice to some Dutch guy running for president. No one's going to check that.
Exactly.
Well, this is interesting. So this was an article written, I want to say, when was this? January 16th, just a little while ago, called "Why is Andrew Yang Now Silent on Taiwan?" This article actually ran in Taiwan News. I think it's taiwannews.ty or whatever. I'm getting the link wrong, but you understand him. I didn't do all my looking into it, but I'm assuming this must be some paper in Taiwan it's called Taiwan News.
And obviously somebody's reading those characters up there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, also you look at the numbers right here, and there's a lot of people looking right now. This article has 14,000 views and it's written in English. Anyway, so I want to show you guys. This was really weird to me. It says, "Why is Andrew Yang now silent on Taiwan? As Taiwanese presidential candidate has avoided commenting on President Tsai, I believe, probably pronouncing it wrong, re-election. We consider why this might be." So they go down and they go and say a lot of Taiwanese people feel rather proud that Andrew Yang is running. But this is what is interesting. They ask, why hasn't he spoken about the new election of the new leader in Taiwan? And this was one of the first things they postulate. Some observers have speculated that Yang is under the influence of his foreign policy advisor, Ann Lee. She's an adjunct professor of economics and finance at New York University and has been highly critical of the Trump administration's hardline stance with China over trade. She clearly advocates a more conciliatory approach to the communist regime there, but that would also mean a tolerance of China's myriad human rights abuses. Yang has spoken out in the past to criticize China over its persecution of Uyghur Muslims in the region of East Turkestan. He has also been critical of their aggressive policies toward Taiwan, Hong Kong, and other places in the region. So even then, they kind of mentioned that it'd be kind of weird for him to be taking advice from her. But yeah, it does seem that this is not, it's not of no consequence. People have been saying in areas of the world where they might be talking about stuff like this, hold on a minute. Is Andrew Yang, is Amy Lee actually his foreign policy advisor? And there's one other thing a couple other things I want to show you guys. So we'll run through all this and we'll talk more about it. Now,
Well, yeah, so now we have to actually start investigating her
Well, but
and backing this up. Yeah.
doing some cursory looks, right, you'll see that Ann Lee is definitely, this appears to be her Twitter account. Nowhere on here is she currently claiming to be the foreign policy advisor to Andrew Yang. What's actually funny is that...
But now she's saying she's former professor at Peking University.
Exactly. Like I was about to say, if you look at the biography we have in this thing right here, it's basically like she just changed foreign policy advisor to Andrew Yang to former professor at Peking University. It's the exact same bio otherwise. So
former policy advisor to Andrew Yang.
Yeah, but it does seem that...
What, did she just have a convo with him once or what?
This individual, for whatever reason, was claiming to be the foreign policy advisor. I can't tell you why, right? I really don't know why she was. But for some reason she was. And there's one last thing I pulled up. Again, this has 101 likes and 35 retweets.
Hey, I talked to
This
Zach
isn't the biggest
Grumman
thing.
about the
Yeah.
Saugus
We'll
High School.
Check this out really quickly. This isn't, again, the biggest thing of all time, but again, Ann Lee is the foreign policy advisor to Andrew Yang, the first Taiwanese American candidate for U.S. presidency. Her position on Taiwan, the Trump administration tried to bait China by stirring up trouble. Again, this isn't the biggest thing ever, but for a while at least, there was discussions about how this Ann Lee individual was the foreign policy to Andrew Yang. Now, as far as I know, I'll do some more digging if I can, but at a cursory glance before we started recording, this is really the only confirmed she does not work from the campaign I have really seen from the campaign. Is, in this opinion piece that was published today by the Washington Examiner, this person claims to have been working for him. It looks like we can date back to December the claims originated, but
now
she
do we
claims
know,
13 months before that.
But now do we know if the campaign's claim that she doesn't work for her is real? What is up? What is down, Cody? Do we even know?
Judging by the fact that she just basically quietly removed that from everything, I would say that, yes, she was lying. Here's nothing.
She probably got toasted a little bit.
I don't want to get into, conspiracy theory territory, but if this was an American person doing this, I would say they 100% work for the CIA. So this sounds like what intelligence people do. This is like misinformation. You just have somebody
she just
go
did a bad
around-
job, so she got caught, or what?
Dude, who cares? The headline, the articles exist. People in Taiwan openly were speculating, is this individual having influence on Andrew Yang? It doesn't matter now that the Washington Examiner ran an opinion piece exposing her. It doesn't matter. The damage has been done. Well, it is very interesting to see. Again, I think Andrew Yang's campaign, if there isn't more to the story, they should have been way more open and vocal and aggressive about this, because it's a bad look, man. When you have somebody who, I'm not. We can get into all the China politics. Admittedly, I don't know everything about China. I do know that that paper they cited is Chinese state media. So the Chinese state media is asserting, the South China Morning Post is asserting that this individual is Andrew Yang's foreign policy advisor. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't check, and she just told him, and whatever, we'll run with it. But it is really interesting to see how this story has gotten out like that. And I wish the Yang campaign was just a little bit more, hey, look, somebody's out there claiming to be, she does not represent the campaign.
It looks like it's also over already. And by the way, I think we actually have a lot to learn from Ms. Lee. I talked to Zach Grumman a couple times at multiple events. The last time I talked to him was about the Saugus SHOOTING, which happened in our hometown here. And I think that pretty much qualifies me as a GUN control advisor to the Yang campaign. You know what I'm saying? Now I can say I'm a Second Amendment advisor to the Yang campaign, right? I mean, I can float that on resumes. Maybe I can get on the BBC News and the Taiwanese World Press or whatever that was. I mean, you gotta admit, dog, that's a gutsy move. That's a gutsy move.
Dude, that's literally what the CIA does all the time. I don't think you understand. That's
but I don't know.
That is what intelligence agencies do. No, you just send people in and you do stuff.
They're covert, not overt.
What are you talking about?
The CIA is covert.
I'm saying is the CIA, but this is the kind of stuff people do. Maybe it's just another campaign hired someone to be. But I mean, I can look. I'll send links. I don't like just showing random Twitter threads. But there was legitimate online discussion for a while that Andrew Yang is bowing to the Chinese government by surrounding himself with state stooges. That isn't good for him. And the weird thing is this, though. I've heard none of this in American media. It doesn't matter in America.
That's true.
No one's actually talking about this. So why was this going on? Why was someone doing this? Was Ann Lee just trying to get speaking deals? And she was like, hey, if I go to China and tell them that I'm a representative for an American political candidate, I'll have more access to speaking deals and stuff. I'll be on, Chinese TV more. Maybe she's just a total grifter and that's what's going on. Either way, there was legitimate discussion. It looks like in parts of Asia for a while.
I'm erring on the side
that
of
this
grift.
individual is. But I'm saying is, I mean, not in America people are voting, but I will say another thing. From the right, when people on the right criticize Andrew Yang, I hear this almost all the time. He's a Chinese spy. So this isn't going to help. It's not. It's a dumb argument.
Do you really hear that?
Oh my god! All the time people say, "Oh, isn't he like,
that's not the right.
Isn't
That's
he
just
like
a guy faking
isn't
to
he
be
like
on
a
the
Chinese
right.
communist?" Because I'm from China, dude. But I don't know. This was a really interesting story, really weird story. Not what I was expecting to read this morning on the eve of the day of the New Hampshire primary. But I mean, if. Like I said, it's not the biggest deal of all time, but the very fact that articles like this one exist, where there are people in countries like Taiwan just openly speculating, oh, wait a minute, so Andrew Yang is working with, people like this that are close with the Chinese, like, oh, that's the kind of guy he is. Just the fact that I was getting circulated around is so weird to me, so bizarre, and I really wonder where that comes from.
So I err on the side of grift. I just think it was attention sinking, gone overboard. I don't know. To me, it doesn't necessarily smack of intelligence because most of these worldwide intelligence agencies probably do a better job recruiting, but or at least getting away with it. So anyway, at the end of the day,
how do you know what they were trying to get away with? That's the mistake you're making. You don't know what they're trying to get away with.
That's
you
true,
think you
dude.
do.
That's true. It's like if you have to ask, you can't afford it, and if you know about it, then it wasn't done correctly. Boom shakalaka. So anyway, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at PSP Radio 1. And if you can, join the channel. It's actually a really inexpensive way to help support all these videos we put out for you guys. This is Problem Solver Politics. We'll see you guys in the next video.